Welcome back. I'm Curtis Smith. A lot of people have questions about how to take care of roses. For most of the state, we're already past the time for doing our pruning, except for the northern part of the state. But today we're here at Osuna Nursery with Rick Page. And Rick, you've got a lot of experience. You can help us learn how to care for the roses, including some of the summer pruning. And so a lot of people ask questions. They want to know, how do I prune, all these. But one of the ones they have a question about is, what is deadheading? I've heard that term, and it really is a type of pruning.
Right, yeah, and actually if you take a rose like this and just, actually this one,
Just snap it
just
off.
snap it off, and the energy will go to this guy here.
So that next flower will show a little bit better, and you want to have
That's
a
right.
faded flower in front of it.
Yeah.
That's something, you do that with a lot of different kinds of flowers, just one of the ways we do roses. Now there's another way of summer pruning roses, as I understand it, and that is cutting flowers to take inside.
Right.
And we've got certain rules of thumb that we tend to use with that. The rule of thumb is cut it to a leaf with 5 leaflets.
That's correct.
And some people say the first leaf with 5 leaflets, but that's really not the best way to do it. I just say cut to a leaf with 5 leaflets, so you've got a good, strong stem when you cut it. So where will we cut this one? This nice, beautiful hybrid tea? Or this is a floribunda, isn't it?
That's right. Well, also you want to cut it so that you can put it in a vase. So
you need a stem.
Right,
It doesn't hurt to cut a long stem then.
It doesn't, because really what you want is down here where the stem is, you'd like to have it at least the size of a pencil. And so I'd say like right down here somewhere.
And cut it just above one of the leaves?
Just above one of the leaves, and then you know the new growth will come off where this old leaf is, so it'll come off in this direction.
So, and just with springtime pruning, you also do that with the summer pruning. Cut it to a leaf that has a bud pointing in the direction you want it to grow.
That's right. In this case, if you cut this one here, it would grow
come toward me. And if I'm standing on the sidewalk, we don't want it coming to the sidewalk.
That's right.
So we probably will look for another place, but we want to get a long stem to take it inside. And it doesn't hurt to cut the long stems.
No, they grow so fast. Thing is, you got to feed them in order for them to grow quickly, and in order to produce that flower.
And so we'll take some feeding. So how do you feed a rose?
You can feed them any number of ways. You can use a granular fertilizer. The best thing, I think, is to use both an organic material on top, a mulch.
Good mulch, yes.
And then feed. You can use a granular fertilizer, or you can use a water-soluble fertilizer, or you can do all three.
Okay, just be careful not to overdo it.
Right.
Some people will use the fertilizer that has insecticide in it to control insects, and then they tend to over-fertilize and actually do some burning.
Yeah, that's right. A granular fertilizer, you can burn them much more easily. And the systemic, some people will try to put a lot of systemic in, and just use as much as it calls for. It'll say in back of the directions will be in back of the fertilizer.
Okay, and then you've got another kind. This is a shrub rose, blooms once a year.
Right.
How do you prune it?
Shrub rose, you'd think of a shrub, like a regular shrub that you've got in your yard, and you're going to prune it for the size of the space, generally. And you're going to take off dead stuff, the old dead stuff on the inside, and just shape it to look good so that you have evenly distributed branches.
Minimal pruning.
Minimal pruning, right.
And we've got another type of, in fact, several miniature roses here. How do you prune a miniature?
Those actually, you can just take a pair of shears and just work your way around it. You can do it very quickly, and you don't have to worry so much about getting it down here or anything. Just take off the dead stuff, and it'll come back.
And so treat it more like a shrub than the other types.
Right.
So, that's the easier way to take care of a rose. What's the hardest rose to care for?
Teas would be the most difficult, and what you're trying to go for in a tea is a large rose of show quality, and it's not that it's that difficult, you just have to prune it like we were pruning this one earlier.
And the hybrid tea is the one that people want the most.
Well, yeah, that's the type that you usually cut to bring inside.
And show roses and things
Show
like that.
roses.
And there's the floribundas that are very similar.
Floribundas or something like this, where you've got a bunch of flowers on one stem, and you can cut that similar to this, or you can bring inside. These will open up real nicely.
So prune them in pretty much the same way.
We've got a floribunda over here.
Yes, this beautiful one.
And this is a floribunda as well.
And how about cutting to bring inside the miniature?
The miniatures,
It's gonna be a little harder, isn't it?
well,
If you can get enough stem.
yeah, you can get a good stem right around here somewhere. Just bring that inside.
So that's another one that you can use. Miniature means small flowers, but they still be very attractive in flower arrangements.
Oh yeah, definitely. People use those all the time.
Okay, I notice on this one I see a little bit of silvery stuff. So I know we've got aphids on here. What do you recommend?
Well, aphids, generally what I do is I just spray them off. I just hose them down, and you can use some insecticidal soap, but they're really no big deal. They just come along with the roses in spring. You should really expect them.
Yeah, and actually washing them off with water is low impact on the environment, doesn't hurt the predatory insects, which are going to come in and help solve the problem.
That's right.
You know they're here though, because you see silvery specks on the leaves. And so just come in and wash them down good with water.
Yeah, I do it like once a week, once every 10 days, and that takes care of them, because they do come back. They do reappear, but they reappear less with the season. And then when it gets cool again, all of a sudden you see them.
They come back again. But if you use an insecticide, you tend to kill predators. And the natural controls then are taken out, so you become responsible for controlling the pest. So that's another thing that people need to know about. There's an easy way to manage that particular pest in our roses.
Those are nothing at all.
Well, as I look at these, I just say, wow, and I say, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Excellent to learn all about this.